All right, so we'll do the Tai Chi 6 form for stress reduction. I'll do the back view and I'll call out the names of each movement so that you can follow along. So we'll begin in the starting position, preparation, adjusting the posture. And then opening the door. Parting wild horse's mane. Grasping the bird's tail. Ward off. Roll back. Press. And push. Sit back, wave hands like clouds 2 times. To the right, it's 1 and 2. The rooster stands on 1 leg, right, and then left. Cross hands. And close. And I like to finish with a bow. All right, so we'll break down the footwork first, and then we'll do the rest. All right, I'll do the back view for the footwork. All right, so we're at the end of opening the door. I'll just demonstrate it first. Move back a little bit so I can, okay. So we're at the end of opening the door. Parting wild horse's mane. All right, I'll do that again. So we're at the end of opening the door. Parting wild horse's mane. All right, so like I said, I'll do the footwork first. We'll do 1 piece at a time. All right, so at the end of opening the door, we're in a symmetrical stance. So the feet are parallel to each other, toes are facing forward. Now, if you have hip issues, then you can have them pointing out a little. You don't want to be pointing them in to where your hips are really tense. So remember, we always want to be as soft and relaxed as possible. All right, we're really learning how to release tension, listening to our body. All right, so we're at the end of opening the door. And so the knees are slightly bent, all right, and the torso is vertical. All right, now don't worry about the pelvis and the hips, just let them be soft. So you don't tuck them under or anything like that. Just let them just drop to where they need to go by just softening. All right, so it's a slight bend. It's like a little sitting, kind of like you're sitting on a very tall bench. So you're sitting back just a little bit. You don't want your knees to come forward. All right, so you're just sitting back, just kind of melting down. All right, so that's the end of opening the door. All right, so the first thing we do is we shift all the weight into the left leg. We lift the right toes, pivot out 45 degrees on the heel, place the right toes down, then step the left foot into a T-step. Okay, then we open and then step into a bow step. All right, so let's go over. Actually, before we do this, let's go over the 2 steps we just did. So the T-step is when we step in on the ball of the foot or the toe. And it's almost as if the heel is kind of pointing towards the stance leg. So if you were to be underneath me, it'd look like a T. All right, or if I'm facing this way, I guess it kind of is like a T. All right, so that's the bottom, and then that's like the hat on top of the T, right? All right, and so that's the T-step. It's really a transitional step. It's not an official step, but it's something you can do. Eventually, you can just keep on, you don't even have to touch down, but it's good to do it first because it teaches you how to first store and then release. Because a lot of times people will just step out without storing first, and that's one of the principles of traditional Tai Chi, is yin and yang. We need to store before we release. All right, so at first, just do the touchdown, and then over time, you can just kind of skip it and just step right out, but that's Tai Chi 201. That's for our studio people. All right. All right, and so once again, we shift the weight to the left leg, lift the right toes, pivot on the right heel, place the right toes out 45 degrees, step the left foot into a T-step, and so that's where we're at. That's the T-step, just so you can have balance, and then you step into a bow step. All right, so the bow step is kind of like the Tai Chi lunge. All right, so what I'm going to do is show you how to find your bow step. All right, so follow along. So what we're going to do is start off by placing your left foot forward, so just pick a direction to be forward, and then the right foot is out 90 degrees, heel to heel. All right, so we're making an L shape. All right, the right foot steps out 1.5 foot lengths. The left foot steps forward 2.5 foot lengths. Then the back foot turns in 45 degrees. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight, or slightly bent. 60% of your weight's on the front leg, 40 on the back. And that's it. All right, let me just show you from this side, because the key to the Tai Chi lunge is that there's a channel between the feet. All right, so you don't want to be real narrow, because technically Tai Chi is a martial art, and so you wouldn't want to necessarily defend yourself on a tightrope, unless that's how you train. But most people don't do that, so you want to be stable so that you can apply techniques. So that's what it was originally designed for. But it also helps you just feel more stable and confident. So it also builds strength in the legs. So it's going to help you with strength, stability, and balance. All right, and so once again, the back foot's out 45. The front leg is just facing forward. Front leg is bent. All right, front leg is bent, back foot's 45 degrees. But you want to make sure your front leg your knee isn't going past your toes, unless that's the only way to do it. But just adjust your posture. And so if you're shorter, then just don't go as much forward. All right, sometimes it actually feels more comfortable to be a little bit longer. All right, that's the bow step. All right, let's do the other side. So place your right foot forward, and then the left foot out 90 degrees, heel to heel. Make your L shape. Step the left foot out 1.5 foot lengths. Right foot forward 2.5. Back foot turns in 45 degrees. 60% of your weight's on the front leg, which is bent. 40 on the back. 40% of your weight on the back, which is mostly straight. Slight bend's okay. All right, that's how you find your bow step. Now that's just a guide, so adjust as needed. All right, let's go back to the form. All right, so we're at the end of opening the door. All right, so pour all your weight into the left leg, lift the right toes, pivot on the right heel, place the right foot down 45 degrees, step your left foot into a T-step, then step diagonally to the corner into a bow step. Back foot turns in 45 degrees. There we go. That's it. That is parting the horse's mane footwork. All right, let's do the arm work. So this one I'll do the mirror view. All right, so my right will be your left. So just follow along like you're looking in a mirror. All right, so we're at the end of opening the door. So the palms are facing down. The elbows are not too straight, right? They're a little soft. All right, they're by the hips. All right, so that's where the arms are and the hands. Shoulders soft, okay? You don't want to be up here. All right. All right, so the first thing we do is we pour all the weight into the left leg, and the hands kind of spread out away from each other. The right foot pivots, and then what happens is the right hand scoops on top, the left hand scoops under as you step in. So the right hand is the top of the moon, the left hand is the bottom of the moon. So we're embracing the moon in this position here. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to step out to the corner. All right, so we step out to the corner, and then the left hand tosses the moon, the right hand pushes down. All right, that's it. All right, let me show you from the side too. Let's do one hand at a time. Sometimes that helps. All right, so we just finished opening the door. Okay, let me just rearrange my brain for the mirror view. So we're going to pour all the weight into the left leg, so the right leg, so the hands spread out a little bit. And then we step in, we step out, and then toss right out there. All right, so from here, it's kind of like when we do in the flow, right? So it's the same idea. So let's do one, like I said, we'll do one hand now. Sorry, I did the two again. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna spread the feet out, and then let's just do the right hand. So the right hand scoops on top as you step in, and then step out, the right hand pushes down. That's all it does. It's basically just doing a big circle, moving back down. All right, now you finish with the hand not too far back by the hip. It's actually up a little bit forward. All right, the left hand, what's the left hand doing? All right, so at the end of opening the door, spread the feet, the hands out. All right, the left hand is gonna scoop under, and as we step out, the left hand comes up diagonal and tosses away. All right, and so actually it's probably easier just to step straight forward. Let's do that for now. Okay, so just step straight forward instead of to the corner. That might be a little bit too much for the hips. All right, so we'll do that. Let me show you a different angle. We'll do this angle. All right, so we'll just say we just stepped in and caught the moon. Okay, so the left hand is gonna toss away, so it's going diagonal and up. And see how my hand is at about eye level. My fingertips are a little bit higher, and then I finish by looking over my fingertips. All right, and then the other hand is down by the waist. All right, so we're not too far in, nice and soft. All right, that's parting the horse's mane. Let's put it all together. I'll do the back view. All right, so at the end of opening the door, feet symmetrical, palms face down. All right, so shift the weight to the left leg, the arms spread, pivot on the right heel, step in as you catch the moon, and then step straight ahead, toss the moon away. All right, let's do it all together from the very beginning, okay? All right, so we'll start by adjusting the posture and then opening the door. Step the left foot out to the side, the hands float up, the hands float down. Shift the weight, pivot on the right heel, step in and catch the moon, step into your bow step and toss the moon away. All right, so that is parting the horse's mane. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Just type them right in the chat or in the comments below. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed the session. Type in the chat and comments how the session went for you. I'd love to hear about your experience. And until we meet again, I wish you all peace, happiness, and harmony.